We begin tonight with a look at the forecast as some isolated storms are possible throughout the state tonight. So we've issued a weather impact alert just to be safe. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. I'm Priscilla Meza.
And I'm Annette Montgomery. Let's bring in Chief Meteorologist Rachel Frank to time it all out for us tonight. Rachel.
Yeah, I think about 95% of the state will stay dry tonight, so I want to make sure that you are aware of that. But in northern Connecticut, we are tracking some thunderstorms, some of which do have a history of producing damaging winds and small hail. Although this storm that was previously warned, it has weakened below severe limits. Still, you'd want to be inside if you were in the path of this right now in Union. It's heading into Woodstock, we'll say, in about 20 minutes or so because it's moving rather slowly. We also have these downpours up near Springfield, and some of those, they're generally moving parallel to the Connecticut border, but some of those could kind of graze us here in northern Connecticut as we head through the next couple of hours or so. So most of us are fine for outdoor plans, but again, through 8 p.m. there is a chance for a thunderstorm, especially in Woodstock and again, northern Tallinn County as well. Right now it's 81 degrees in Hartford, mid 70s for the New Haven area, and things are looking up as we head into this weekend. We'll talk about the latest trends and the heat wave likely next week coming up.
Thank you, Rachel. You can turn to the free Fox 61 app for the latest weather conditions and alerts anytime straight to your device. There you can stream the radar 24 hours a day, and don't forget to turn on push notifications so you don't miss a single update.
Breaking news now at 6:01. Right now, a part of I-291 West in South Windsor is closed because of a crash. State police say that closure is between exits 2 and 1D. There are reported serious injuries from a tractor-trailer car crash. Officials say please avoid the area and look for alternate routes. It's unclear how long these closures will be in place, but of course we'll keep you updated online and on air as soon as we learn more.
Friends, family, and the community in West Haven will gather in about an hour from now to honor the lives of two brothers. They were shot and killed outside a bar last weekend, and the search for who did it continues tonight. Let's get out to Fox 61's Alicia Hercules, who spoke with the people who are attending the vigil. Alicia.
Priscilla, the people I spoke with attending tonight's vigil say although they didn't know the brothers, this still hits close to home for everyone.
I hope today this event will bring some kind of closure or peace to the family.
Latoya Stewart, the owner of Heaven's Delight food truck, says she plans to hand out Jamaican food from her food truck during the vigil to support the victim's family, who are Jamaican as well. She says as a mother, this loss resonates with her deeply.
She lost two sons. They're never coming back.
Last Saturday morning, just before 1:30, West Haven police responded to reports of a shooting outside of the Museum Sports Bar and Grill. When officers arrived, they found 3 gunshot victims. 2 of those victims, 31-year-old Miguel Daniel Blake and 34-year-old Dravere Christopher Blake, later died from their injuries. Ashley Howard plans to attend the candlelight vigil to honor the brothers and support her friend.
My heart really goes out to them because it's one of my friends. Cousin.
Malika Shaw says that although she didn't know the brothers, she wants to make sure their family feels nothing but support and compassion.
I really hope that the family feels loved and feel like that there's other people out in the world that cares about what happened to their loved ones.
The family is also collecting donations to fly the brothers' bodies back to Jamaica to give them a proper burial in their home country. Live in West Haven, Alicia Hercules, Fox 61.
Thank you so much, Alicia. And tonight, the Winchester and Winstead communities are coming together in honor of Carrie Stetson. Stetson is the cafe owner from Winchester who was murdered earlier this month. Tonight from 6 to 9, Little Red Barn Brewers will host a pasta dinner in honor of Stetson, who was the owner of Railway Cafe. All proceeds from that now sold-out event will go to Stetson's children. Stetson was found dead in her Winchester home back on June 8th, and her estranged husband was charged with her murder. A teen died in a crash in Waterford just 3 days before her 19th birthday. Troopers say Leilani Robinson of Norwich was driving by herself on the Montville Connector on-ramp to I-395 North yesterday when her car suddenly went off the road and crashed into a tree. Medics pronounced her dead at the scene. Tonight, investigators are still looking into what caused her to crash.
And New Haven police are investigating a stabbing that took place this morning. Officers say it happened on Howard Avenue. The person who was stabbed has non-life-threatening injuries, and police have one person in custody, but they haven't released any more information.
And over in Guilford, 4 men are accused of being part of what police call a sophisticated burglary crew. That's after officials say they targeted Indian and Asian people. Police say 2 of those men stole money and jewelry from a Guilford home in late February. And police found those men a few hours later in New York, where they're also accused of stealing from homes. Investigators say those men also stole from homes in Pennsylvania and New Jersey.
Wilton police charged a man after they say he sexually assaulted a minor earlier this week. Officials say it happened near Wilton High School, where the victim was jogging. They identified the alleged attacker as 24-year-old Scott Dobos, who matched the description given by the victim. Dobos posted bond and is scheduled to appear in court on July 1st.
Right now, the search continues for rescue teams over in Venezuela as they continue to search through rubble for any survivors. The deadly pair of earthquakes that hit the country Wednesday has left more than 900 people dead and thousands still injured or missing.
Assistance from the U.S. is starting to be seen on ground. Maddie Gainan has the latest.
Marking the second full day of rescue operations, authorities in Venezuela Friday are rushing against the clock, a 48 to 72-hour time frame known as the golden window, ideal for finding survivors.
It looks like a war zone. We're talking about, again, hundreds of high rises that just fell to the ground with many people in their homes because it was a holiday in Caracas that day.
Assistance from around the world is starting to flood in, including an urban search and rescue team from Fairfax County, Virginia, that specializes in working scenes where buildings have pancaked.
Our training is designed for reinforced concrete collapses, making the rescue very difficult. So these are rescues could take up to 12 to 36 to 48 hours to one individual.
Other U.S. military members are already on the ground, just about 6 months after the U.S. captured Venezuela's president at the time, Nicolas Maduro, as the country already faced major economic challenges.
The problem is that in Venezuela, we don't have a functioning state. We don't have a state that has the capacity, the technical capacity, the financial capacity, or the willingness to really help.
Hundreds are confirmed dead after Wednesday's pair of earthquakes shook Venezuela's northern coast. The 7.2 and 7.5 magnitude quakes came less than 40 seconds apart, leveling buildings and leaving many still missing. Papa! Maddie Gannon, Fox 61.
And in continuing coverage coming up in the next 30 minutes, one New Haven restaurant is now becoming a lifeline. We'll show you how the community is coming together with donations for Venezuela and how you can help.
Southington is getting a boost in its effort to tackle chronic flooding. The town secured a $300,000 federal grant to fund an engineering study that will identify long-term solutions to reduce flooding along the Quinnipiac River, protect homes and businesses, and strengthen local infrastructure. Officials say the study will also help Southington compete for future state and federal funding for larger flood control projects.
This $300,000 is going to be used to do the assessment that is necessary to understand then what the steps need to be taken to protect against flooding, protect business owners, protect residents in the Plantsville downtown.
We should act now to avoid the larger costs down the road, literally down the road, when flooding occurs. An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure, and this measure, it's just the beginning, it's not the end.
The grant builds on the town's recent investments in Plantsville, including a $4.3 million streetscape and safety project and the creation of a new pocket park aimed at revitalizing the village.
Right now, the second round of the 2026 Travelers Championship is happening right now. Eric Cole entered the day with sole possession of the top spot on the leaderboard, but things have certainly changed over the course of the day. So let's bring in Fox 61's Alexa Harley, who joins us live from TPC River Highlands. Alexa, you've been following along today. How does that leaderboard look right now?
Yeah, Annette, certainly things have changed since round one as round two comes to a close. We got some groups still making their way through 18 as we speak. So leaderboard not exactly finalized yet, but we've got a pretty good picture for everybody stands. And as you're talking about, as we enter today, Eric Cole had that top spot in the leaderboard. He's been a part of this story. So is Keegan Bradley, Scotty Scheffler. But today, Scotty Scheffler is the story. He put on a masterclass on the 18 holes today. He started in the front nine where he had several birdies. He's on track to break a tournament record, actually. He finished 2 strokes shy of doing so. And in that front nine, he birdied 6 holes, nearly perfect, sitting at 5 under as he entered the back nine with so much game to play. Then he put together a quadruple run of birdies, putting himself in really good standing as he went up to 18. Ultimately, he fell a little bit short of that record, but he shot 60 on the day, taking sole possession of the top spot on the leaderboard at 16 under. That is still where he remains at this current moment. Now, he teed off when the grounds were still a little wet, sun was not shining, and there wasn't a huge crowd yet, but he talked about how the conditions on the course were an impact on how he approached his game today.
Conditions were really good this morning. Softer golf course, not as much wind. Going out yesterday in the afternoon, it can get when the greens get firm out here and the wind starts to blow, it can get tricky pretty quickly. And going out this morning, you definitely had a feeling the conditions were going to be easier, and so you need to go out there and try and take advantage of them.
Yeah, so Scotty Scheffler, top spot on the leaderboard as round two comes to an end. Eric Cole, not far behind, tied for third. There's a handful of guys in that tied for second, tied for fifth mix. And as things stand right now, we're at the halfway point of this tournament. So with 2 more days left to play and with no cut in this tournament, in order for a player to kind of feel content about their game and have the potential to even win this tournament, they got to be about 3 to 4 shots behind the lead. Considering where Scotty is right now at 16 under, anybody in the 14 to 12 to 10 under range looks pretty good for the win. But we got a lot of golf left to play. 36 holes still, round 3 and round 4, which will continue all through Sunday. So make sure you say Fox 61 for that coverage. For now, live in Cromwell, Alexa Harley, Fox 61 Sports.